Hey VC, how you doing? This is Christian down here in Santiago, Chile, and I'm going to jump into this thread. I have seen a couple of other responses. One by Jason Skills, and another couple of cool guys doing this response to the thread. That is to show your 10 most played records in your collection, or at least the 10 most played music in your collection, releases, CDs, cassettes from back in the day. And I was trying to pick up things that I really think that I play many times through my music journey, and I'm going to leave a couple of maybe big names out because I want to use them uh, for another couple of videos I'm going to do. But here I have a couple of 10 things that I'm positive, I'm sure I have played many times, and I think they are my 10 most spin things through my music journey. So first of all, I'm going to start with some cassettes, CDs, and some records here. This one, these two, yes, I remember back in the day with my brother asking my parents to put this cassette in our car when we were going out driving or going places. It's from 1980, I think, or 81. I can't recall, but this is one we used to play constantly, over and over. May go round and round on the deck on the car because it can be flipped. But it's Queen. This is Queen the game. This is a Chilean present from back in the day. As you can see, I don't know if you can see the title is in Spanish. Also here, everything is translated to Spanish, and you can see it has been really it has been played many times. It's really beat up, but I think it still sounds good. I have not listened to this one in a long time because I have on a, on the record that my brother gave it to me, but I don't think we have it on CD. So maybe I will try to find another copy. As you can see, nothing too fancy here in the J card. But yes, this one we used to play many times. Nothing here. Always love the Dragon Attack. That's an awesome, of course, big songs. Another one, Bites the Dust, and Crazy Little Thing called Love. But I also like very much the songs on the deep tracks here in the side B. Sail Away Little Sister is really good. Coming soon. It's a fun track. Save Me. Don't Try Suicide. It's also a cool one. Need Your Love Tonight. Also, really, this is a really good one. Done by Queen. I think it's kind of overlooked and underrated because of a Crazy Little Thing called Love, and another one, Bites the Dust. But it's a really good one. And yes, we used to play this one constantly with my brother in our car. Next one is a cassette I used to play many times. I still need to find a CD and a vinyl copy of this one to upgrade my cassette. This is my Darken cassette from back in the day, Tooth and Nail. As you can see, it's in Spanish, Diente y Uña, Tooth and Nail. Everything is translated to Spanish. And this now it's really faded. It used to be white, but now that I see the printing here, the paper is kind of pinkish. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It's really pinkish. Yes, I used to play this one constantly. I still love it. This one very much. This one from back in the day. So those are two cassettes. I can easily show at least four or five more cassettes, but I'm going to try to mix things with other things that I used to play many times. This one, yes, I remember when this release was released. This CD was released in '91, and my brother and I were wow, really surprised, really shocked by the sound of this band, by the aggression in good terms, in good way, the ferocity and the unique sound of the guitar, and how things were expressed with the guitar tone and with the kind of cool things that this guitarist was doing as and is still doing, and of course with the cool mix of rap in the singing of Sac de la Rocha and their debut, the Rage Against the Machines debut CD or debut album. This one we used to play constantly with my brother also, mostly because back in the day we were out of school, out of high school, we were in college, and this one was the first thing I think that we bought with some money we had, and I still have it. This is an awesome record. Yes, maybe you like or you don't like Rage Against the Machines. Maybe you don't like the political content of the lyrics of this guy, but you can't deny how awesome this music is and what a big impact they had back in the day. Rage Against the Machines, Rage Against the Machine, and the debut. Also, back in the day, this one I discovered this band thanks to a friend I have had in college. He introduced me to this band and told me, if you like some cool progressive, some cool rock, some kind of alternative music, you need to check out Primus. And I went and got this one, Sailing the Sea of Cheese, and oh my god, what an awesome band, what a goofy but incredible bass player Les Claypool is. Of course, you can say the lyrics are kind of goofy. They are not cheesy. They are goofy. You can tell the guy has a cool sense of humor, but you can't deny how awesome as a musician Les Claypool is. This one, of course, with the classic lineup of Les Claypool, Larry Lalonde, and Tim Herb Alexander. A great album, and Jerry was a race car driver. That's awesome. Tommy the Cat, Here Come the Bastards, Sergeant Baker, American Life. This is an awesome album, and maybe today I'm going to give it another spin because I haven't listened to it in a while. But back in the day, wow, every day, yeah, I think I put this CD and give it a good spin. Yeah. This one is Guilty as Charged. I think many of us listened to this one constantly back in the day. Of course, maybe today I don't want to listen to this one anymore because maybe of one song that I think it's the weakest track, and I don't like it very much because it's a ballad and it's maybe well overplayed. But you can't deny Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction was big back in the day, and still is a big album. Yes. The first thing I listened, I remember listening to this one. Of course, was Sweet Child of Mine, and I did not like it at all because I thought, whoa, oh my God, another ballad from a power ballad from a rock band. And then I listened to, of course, Paradise City and Welcome to the Jungle, and those were the songs that got me into this album. And man, did I listen to this one back in the day many times. Wow, yes, many times. Awesome album. You can't deny how big this album is, how the big impact this one created back in the day, the huge impact, you know, with MTV all over the show, the radio, with the singles, and then with all the turmoil and controversy Axl Rose and the guys had back. Yes, this is a good one. You can deny. It made a huge impact. It was big. It still is big, and it will always be big. So there goes Guns N' Roses and Appetite for Destruction. Now with some records. Yes, let's go with one of my favorite glam bands from the 80s, Rat, along with Dokken. Yes, this one I got it as a birthday present back in the days, still with a cool sticker, hype sticker, the inner, and of course this one is on the classic Atlantic label. Well, this one round and round, I think they still play it here in my local FM radio. I like to listen from time to time, and it always brings me kind of a smile to my face, remembering the good times, seeing that cool video with the guys and Milton Berle. I think it's the guy in the video, and of course the rest in peace Tony Kitane, and the guy here, of course, also rest in peace Robin Crosby. So there it goes, Red. Next one. This one I discovered this band in '87 thanks to a local radio that had a show. I think it was Sunday afternoon around 6 o'clock, and they played this record in its entirety. I already knew about the program, so I used to have a cassette ready to record that show. And this one came in, and oh my god, it was made on steroids. Awesome record. A very young Michael Kiske, you have it, of course, with Kai Hansen, where it is another Kai Hansen, very young, with a cool hype stick. This is my OG from back in the day. Of course, this one is it's not gatefold. I think the latest reissues are gatefold. This one on the RCA record label. The creators, the inventors, the founders of power metal, yes, maybe I think so. But of heavy power metal, not the cheesy one you can hear maybe years later, but you can deny the big impact these guys had back in the day, creating that type of metal that took the best things from Maiden and from Priest, but they added some new things and made it even cooler. So there it goes. Of course, Halloween with Keepers Part 1. What can I say about this one? I used to play it over and over and over and over. And this one and the other two ones, I can, maybe this one I play a little bit more than Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All, but I decided to show this one because it's Metallica, it's Master of Puppets, and this is my Brazilian copy. I definitely need a better copy than this one. This one is really beat up. It's a very flimsy cover, but it still plays good in a certain way. This one is on this Brazilian label. It's really scratched, so I really need to find a better copy of this one. But what can I say about Metallica's Master of Puppets? I think this one is my favorite album from the first four records they had in the 80s. Just a little bit more than Ride and then Kill 'Em All, and yes, a little bit more also than Justice for All. But I think the first four Metallica albums are mandatory if in any heavy metal collection. There goes Metallica and Master of Puppets. Two more to go. Here's my taste with heavy metal in Spanish. This is Barón Rojo and the masterpiece Volumen Brutal. This one is a really cool copy that I found here in I think early 80s. The thing is, they were having a good some good sales with this album, and they were trying to get into the English speaking market. So after a couple of gigs they had in England, they went on, I think, to London to record this album in English. Um, uh, yes, with the recorded at Kings yes, Kingsway recorded London with some UK engineers. This is a really good traditional heavy metal in Spanish with really cool lyrics that translated to English. They don't. I think they kind of lose something. They lose that thing when you translate lyrics from one language to another. But this is a great one. If you can find this copy in English, please give it a try. And if you don't mind some heavy Spanish accent thing singing in English, this is a great one. This is Barón Rojo, Volumen Brutal from 1982. Please give it a try. And finally, of course, the elephant in the room has to be Maiden with Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. It can be this one. It could be also Peace of Mind, Power Slave, or Somewhere in Time, The Number of the Beast, or the first two. But I'm going to show this one because yes, this one was the first one I bought directly on CD back in the day. And I played this one, the first Maiden CD I had. Back in the day I did not have many CDs. I think I have this one, the Cult Ceremony, and maybe another one. So I played this one over and over and over again, and I learned the lyrics just like that because I used to play this one almost every day and a couple of times every day. This is an awesome album. Maiden in their proggiest album from the 80s, a true masterpiece, and I can still listen to Can I Play with Madness. That's an awesome album, and also very glad to see that a couple of years ago they, let me see where it is, they put out the DVD for Made in England, where they play almost this album in its entirety. I think they're only missing a couple of songs. Maybe it was Infinite Dreams, yes, and The Prophecy. I think they were the only two songs that were left. They are not played live here. But this is an awesome album. This is Maiden. This is their best era in the 80s. Their first albums up to this one are a true masterpiece, and they are all killers, no fillers. So yes, that's why I decided to show my Maiden from back in the day. So that's it. Those are my 10. I think most of my 10 most played albums I have listened to in my through my life. Maybe I have made some honorable. I have left, as I was telling you, a couple of those for another occasion. But yes, that's it. Hope you like my response, and hope to see a couple more of responses to this really cool thread. I'm going to leave the link below to Jason's response also, so you can give it a look and see what albums he showed. This is Christian down here in Santiago, Chile. As we say here, hasta la vista, baby. Goodbye.